Hi there, here's what's going on in the world today. First, we have this picture here, which is taken by Flickr user Charles Boyer, and this is the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket taking off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida yesterday. This morning, President Joe Biden was taking a bike ride with his wife and Secret Service at their vacation home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and it looks like he took some kind of a spill and hit the ground. I guess he said that his feet got trapped in the pedal when he was moving it and had some kind of trip up and ended up falling. Not hurt or anything like that, but Secret Service rushed around him and helped him to his feet and everything. Didn't have to go to the hospital or anything like that, but might have some cuts and bruises going into next week. Another story involving Elon Musk today. This time, he is getting sued for $258 billion over an alleged Dogecoin pyramid scheme. So what does all this mean, right? So Dogecoin is another one of these, altcoins or crap coins or whatever you want to call them. And Dogecoins have been worth, less than a penny for the longest time. But at some point, Elon Musk started saying that he likes Dogecoin, and so the price of Dogecoin went up massively. So as you can see through most of the history of the coin, it was worth way less than a penny. And then at some point around January of last year, I guess some people on TikTok started talking about Dogecoin, and the price went up to, 5 cents. And then suddenly, in just a matter of weeks, the price suddenly goes up to now 64 cents a coin. And people thought, wow, this could go all the way to $1. And so all the way during this run up here from February up until the beginning of May, lots of people were seeing these tweets by Elon and these TikTok memes. And at a certain point, all the people that had been holding Bitcoin for the many, many, many years past said, well, I'm out. And so this right here is when everybody started selling their Bitcoin and the price has just gone down to trash, now at 5 cents compared to 65 cents. And so one of these people was apparently real upset about it and has decided to sue Elon Musk about it. I don't think there's any merit to this right here. I could go and say that I like anything, right? And if you choose to invest in that thing that I like, well, that's on you. You know what I mean? Especially something as stupid as Dogecoin. And so I don't think this lawsuit is going to go anywhere. Yeah, I don't think they have a snowball's chance in hell. Now, another story. Tragically, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, there was a firefighter there that died after a building collapse. So it looks like a building was on fire in Philadelphia early Saturday, and a whole bunch of firefighters ran into the building to try to save people to put it out. And at some point, the building actually collapsed on a whole bunch of people, and a bunch of them were able to be rescued. Thankfully, one of them you could see actually jumped out of a second-story window. Others were pulled out, but one firefighter was not able to be pulled out, a 27-year veteran of the fire department. So big sympathy to his family and to his co-workers and to everybody in the city of Philadelphia. Big loss. Now, another weird story that I saw today involves the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Now, I've been a big fan of Stephen Colbert for a long time. I used to watch his show, The Colbert Report, on Comedy Central, which I thought was very funny. And when he got his own TV show on late night, I was pretty excited too. I think he replaced David Letterman. And I watched it for a little while, but I haven't been watching it much recently, honestly. But I saw this story today and wanted to talk about it. It looks like they got permission from some congressional aides to come down to the Capitol on Friday and start filming some stuff with Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, which is played by comedian Robert Smigel, which you can see in this picture right here. So they were there at the Capitol trying to film some stuff. So apparently at some point, Stephen Colbert's film crew went into the room where they were having the hearings for the January 6th committee and didn't have the proper permissions to be in there. I guess you need a certain kind of press pass to be able to go into government buildings like that where important meetings are happening. They didn't have it. So they were kicked out, and allegedly they were told by security at that point to go and leave. Well, they didn't, because they had permission from these congressional aides. So they filmed some stuff until about 8 o'clock at night inside an office. And then at some point, they left and decided they would just finish up the last bit that they had to do in the hallway of the building that they were in. And so they're out there in the hallway filming, and apparently somebody didn't know who they were, thought it was a little late for them to be there, called the police, called security. They showed up and said, hey, aren't you that film crew we told to leave earlier? We're going to arrest you guys now. So 7 people got arrested, including Robert Smigel, who's Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. And, we'll see what happens with that. I guess they've been released and everything like that. But a lot of people have a lot of different takes on this. My take is if you're going to film in Washington, D.C., don't take a congressional aide's word for it that you have permission. I would be checking with security and the police as well and making sure that you have the proper passes. It seemed to be a case of guerrilla filmmaking where they just went in there and hoped that they could get out before they were caught. Maybe thought they had permission, but didn't have it from everybody that they really needed it from, especially with everybody on high alert with everything going on with this January 6th committee. So we'll see if anything comes of this, but I think that probably any charges will either not be filed or dropped, and this story will be forgotten about. Now, I want to give an update to a story that I mentioned yesterday about a mass shooting at a church in Alabama. Now, yesterday I had said that there were 2 people dead and 1 injured. Well, it looks like there actually were 3 dead. So I'm just going to take a second and just give an honor to the 3 victims in the shooting from yesterday. The first is Walter Bart Rainey. So Bart Rainey, age 84. The second is Sarah Yeager, age 74. And the third is Jane Pounds, age 84. So apparently what happened here is this gunman came to a potluck that was for older members of this church, and he had some sort of grievance with these guys, I guess, and just opened fire. And so really disgusting, really sad, but I was able to find these pictures here on this website, which is called gunmemorial.org. And it's sad that this website exists at all, but this is a collection of Americans that have been killed with guns, and they have over 100,000 of them featured on this website, and it gets updated every single day. And so as you scroll through this website on the homepage here, you can see the dates, and these are people, Americans, that were shot and killed. And as you scroll through it, it loads more and more people, and it's the weirdest feeling as you scroll through this, because some of these people in this are babies, that have been shot and killed, and every single one of these faces that you see were alive, living a life with friends and family and jobs, and now every single one of them are gone. And as you scroll through this and you just go deeper and deeper and more faces load, the pit in your stomach just gets deeper and deeper too. Almost can't bear to do this, actually, but I think it's important that this website exists, and so whoever is running this website, I commend you for doing an insanely difficult but great job at honoring everybody here and just raising awareness about this problem. And again, I just want to say my condolences to the victims from yesterday's shooting in Alabama, and I hope that we could do something about the gun violence problem in America as soon as possible. Now to change things up with a little bit of a happier story. Here we have a story by Amelia Vidali, and she has a golden retriever named Cosmo, and apparently as a kid she was terrified of dogs, but when she got Cosmo at age 17, it changed her entire life and her viewpoint about dogs. And so she announced today that she just released her children's book, which is called Cosmo Faces the Forest of Fear. And I think this looks like a pretty nice book right here. It's available on Amazon now. And so if you have kids, I think that buying Cosmo Faces the Forest of Fear would be a great book for your kids. Now another happy story here too. This is a mama dog that has her baby puppy strapped to her back on a backpack and carries her around. It's just really cute. Other news, today is Paul McCartney's 80th birthday. Paul McCartney is the bass player and one of the major songwriters and singers from the band The Beatles. Extremely well-known band from the 1960s, still extremely well-known today. And Paul McCartney may be the most successful musician on Earth alive today. Just about everybody on Earth knows at least one of Paul's songs, and he's just a beloved guy, has done a lot of good for the world and released a lot of really great music. I think maybe my favorite song that Paul McCartney ever did was the one, "Someone's knocking at the door, someone's ringing the bell, do me a favor, open the door and let 'em in." So I really love Paul McCartney, and I just want to wish him a very happy 80th birthday. I think that Paul's still got a lot of music left in him. He just released a new album last year, the year before, still tours. I had a friend of mine that saw him in New York City just a couple of years ago, said it was fantastic. So Paul, take it easy today. Have a great day. They say it's your birthday, and I hope to hear some new music from you very soon. Another story here about crypto. Yesterday I talked about Bitcoin, how the price is tanking, And what's interesting about yesterday is that the price was still above $20,000. Well, now the price has fallen below $20,000. And this is kind of significant, actually, because in 2017, there was an all-time high for Bitcoin where it reached something like $19,000. $19,783, and that was the all-time high, and then it crashed, and then it surpassed that and everything, and everybody was thinking that, it's impossible. Bitcoin will never go below $20,000 ever again. It's going to $1 million. Obviously, that's not true. Let's look at the price here again for today. So this is just one day. So yesterday when we talked, it was $20,000. Boink, an enormous collapse today, this morning, going all the way down to $17,000 and collapsing. Let's look at 1 year again. From a high of 69,000 down to this low of 17,000. I have a lot of thoughts about Bitcoin, and maybe I'll make a video pretty soon going into a deep dive about this, because it's actually something that I know quite a lot about. And I have a lot of things that I could say that could potentially be useful to people listening here. So maybe at some point I'll do that in the future, but things are not looking good for Bitcoin right now. And if you were to buy Bitcoin today on sale, it probably would be something like 2 or 3 years before the price would get pretty high again. You'd start being able to double or triple your money. So I think that maybe right now is not a good time, but just let it keep crashing. I think this is going to keep crashing for a bit longer before it stabilizes. We'll see what happens right now, but Bitcoin is still doing horribly right now, and that's not really a good sign for the entire market. All right, that's all we've got for today. We're going to end today on this very cute video. The mom right here takes some water, puts it on her forehead, grabs her son's hand, who then connects it with the dad, and then the dad spits water out through his mouth. And the kid just loves it. He thinks there's a water cycle going through all three of them. And it just made me smile a lot. Very cute. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow.